MUSC Weight Management Center. What I'm going to be walking you through today for the MUSC Home Weight Loss Program is how to use the basic features of the HealthTrac web-based platform. I'll have other, hopefully short-ish videos that will walk you through how to use the HealthTrac app, and then also how to use the Fitbit app if you choose to use that. So, all right, first of all, what you're going to want to do is hit login. You can see this is my information just to give you an update too. I have kind of this test account that I'll be walking you through just to show you the features. Don't pay attention to any of the numbers or anything like that. This is really just to show you the features and how to use it so that you can be successful in this program. One thing I'd recommend if you want to be able to easily access the web-based platform is to just say, remember my login information. That way it'll just be there. A lot of people have passwords to get into their computer anyway, and so it's usually kind of protected that way as well. All right, and so what I want to show you here is, all right, this will be basically what you will see when you log into your HealthTrac account. There'll be learning modules. You'll get those each week towards the beginning of the week, and then you will get feedback from our clinicians, and it will rotate between registered dietitians, those are experts in diet, and exercise physiologists, again, experts in exercise, and then behavioral specialists, which will typically be me, providing feedback kind of on all of the above, but really specific to behaviors and different things that are very important for weight loss and then weight loss maintenance long term. So when you get the feedback each week, and that'll be towards the end of the week, you'll see that you have messages here. So right here at the very top of the screen underneath the toolbar, which is kind of in this gray or black area right here, the learning modules, again, those will be the things that you will basically read. They should be pretty short, just a few pages in length, but they will give you the knowledge. So again, the information about following a low-calorie diet, what that means, kind of what that means for your calorie level, and you'll be able to pick that with some guidance that you'll get in the next coming weeks from Tanya Turner, our registered dietitian for this program. And also, again, for your exercise plan from our exercise physiologist, and then again, some other behavioral feedback, especially pertaining to tracking things, which we would call self-monitoring in kind of this field of research. But basically, that just means keeping track of your weight daily, ideally. Tanya will talk with you in detail about how to do that and kind of what to expect when you weigh yourself every day. So weighing every day, using the scale that we provided, having that sync with the HealthTrac system, tracking your diet, which basically just means, and that's using this planner right here, or potentially also using the Fitbit app, and there'll be a video going through that as well, but to track everything that you are consuming. So foods, beverages, things like that. And then also tracking other kind of behaviors as well. Their notes, you can track sleep, which has a role kind of in appetite regulation, things like that, which is, kind of hungry, feelings of hunger, all that sort of stuff. So again, there are lots of different things that you can do with the system. I'm going to basically just show you kind of the basics, the things that we would expect everybody to be doing on a weekly basis. But again, there are lots of things to kind of explore and discover within the HealthTrac platform. So I definitely encourage everybody to do that on their own as we go through the program over the next few weeks, which for this program is 12 weeks. So, all right, the applets, which if you can see, that's actually, it's not even changing the screen because that's it right here. It is just these little icons right here. And then tracker will take you here, which you'll be able to see your calendar, color my day, which basically stoplight system, and then yep, you'll see it populate right there. It's about how well you followed your program overall, how you're eating, activity, sleep, and stress were. Activity tracker, you're going to be able to set some goals kind of like this. There may be some different ones when you look at your page, but we always have weight, walking steps, exercise minutes, sleep, water, and sometimes calories are in there as well. You're able to set a goal here. Ideally, and Tanya will talk with you about setting kind of realistic goals, especially when it comes to weight loss. It's best to kind of, especially for this program with the 12 to 1400 calorie diet, or 12 or 1400 calorie diet, to kind of expect sort of modest kind of weight change from week to week. And then walking steps, setting something, ideally kind of getting a baseline. What are you typically doing day to day before you've started this program? Then bumping it up, 500 to 1,000 calories as you're able to do, or 500 to 1,000 steps as you're able to do that. And again, you'll get specific and tailored guidance from the exercise physiologist during the program as well. Exercise minutes for a lot of people. The guidelines, just very general guidelines, tend to be 30 minutes. 5 days a week. And so that tends to be kind of a starting area for some people, but it's okay to start kind of where you are and then gradually build up from there. Sleep hours, 7 to 8 hours tends to be kind of the sweet spot for most people. Everybody's a little bit different. Water, 64 ounces. Tends to be, again, kind of the sweet spot for a lot of people, but really anywhere like 48 to 64. So about 6 to 8 glasses of water or non-calorie beverage each day. And Tanya, again, she will talk about that in detail. The journal feature, this is a great place to ask us questions. So if you have any questions pertaining to really kind of any part of this program, any part of like your diet, your activity, things like that, questions about the system, how you use like the HealthTrac system and things like that, you can email me, but this is just another way to document for us if you have any questions, things like that, or if things are coming up, things that pertain to your weight management and weight loss efforts. For you to note, it's very important, but also if there's something that you want us to know. So for instance, some of the things that patients have reported in the past with our other programs is, oops, forgot to wear my Fitbit yesterday. So don't worry, my steps weren't zero. I'm going to have it on again the next day. And then, you make sure that you just put it in a convenient place and you pick it up and put it on and get back kind of on track. So that's also a great place to let us know too, if there's anything that happened that would maybe explain why data may not be in the system for us to look at on a weekly basis. And then if you have any barriers coming up, so sometimes celebrations, holidays, all those sorts of things can make it a little bit difficult for people to stick to a lower calorie diet, which is what the home weight loss program is. And so again, any barriers that are coming up, any advice, any suggestions that you'd like for us to provide you with, the journal is a great place to put all of that. And then you can also set goals that are actually more able to be like individualized and tailored and aren't necessarily tied to specific outcomes, kind of like this weight, walking step, exercise minutes, sleep hours, water, and then calorie intake. So these are things where you can do, this is just sort of a little a test scenario that I did just to show y'all how this set a goal feature can be used. But you can also, so you can specify exactly what you're committed to. And the nice thing is by hitting edit, there you go. You can just go right on in and put kind of anything pretty much you want. So let's just go ahead and say save. And then I'll save, let's say I want to be reminded every week or every day. You can do that. So let's not do 1 a.m. That would be terrible. Let's say I want it every day. Let's say, whoops, don't want it every day, want it every Monday. Or maybe, I've decided I don't want a reminder at all. So let's go ahead and just take that off. And there you go. So that's how you would tailor reminders for goals. So goals that you set yourself. If you want to actually have reminders to track this information in your activity tracker, which you can do on the app or on the website, which I'm doing right now, you basically do the same thing. It's just a slightly different icon. You text, or you put the little bell in there, and this would be for a text reminder. You'll get it on whatever number that we have linked to your account within HealthTrac. Again, you pick the time and you pick the day or all the days, whatever you prefer. When you're done, you go ahead and set a reminder. And there you go. That's how you do it. And I can attest to the fact that you will get that reminder. If you would like to have a reminder for coloring your day, so rating yourself each day or as often as you'd like about how well you're following the program kind of overall, then you can get that as well. And again, this is just a stoplight method, not so well, fairly well, and then well. So reflecting back on each day is what this can be really helpful for, and then kind of planning for success in subsequent days. All right, so we've actually talked about Color My Day, the activity tracker, which was that right there. And we talked about the journal and the set a goal feature, which actually, just to let you know, those are all right here. The applets basically just serve to quickly take you to these different screens here. So adding food, this would be within your planner. So you can do it this way, or what you can do is actually just go to your planner like this. And again, this is basically just taking you to a spot on the page. So if you just wanted to scroll right on down, this is where you would see all these things right here. So for most people, your target, you're going to want to set that at either 1,400 or 1,200 calories. And then what it'll do is, based on the food and beverages that you've tracked, it'll tell you how many calories you've consumed. Don't worry as much about calories burned. I know a lot of devices and different things like that have kind of algorithms or like these equations kind of set up to estimate calories burned. But again, those are estimates. And so sometimes people can get themselves caught up in a sticky situation, or maybe not lose weight as quickly as they would like to, or as much weight as they would like to, if they're eating kind of making up for the calories that different devices or systems have said that they've burned. So don't worry about that as much. But again, and then the calories remaining, which of course is the full thing, since I don't have anything in there yet. But what you can do is, typically I think what you'd be using most of the time is either the general. So let's say I had an apple today, type it in, search, there we go. This database right here is going to pull up a bunch of options, right? I mean, look at all of this. Just try to find what actually fits the closest to what you had. So if you truly have a small apple, just to let you know for references, what that would be is basically like an apple, one of the things that you would buy that come in like a really big bag from the grocery store, not the ones that are more kind of a la carte in the bins and you just pick up one at a time. Those tend to be much larger. So those probably wouldn't even constitute like a medium apple. Those would probably be on the large side. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to basically pick what you've eaten, especially when it comes to portion sizes. So let's just say that you frequently eat apples and they happen to be medium, and it'll give you kind of this little benchmark here, about 3 inches or so in diameter. So I'm going to go ahead and add the food item, but I'm clicking add it to my favorites. All right, and if we do it this way, it's going to want to know my time, and that's fine. We can do that. So let's say I had it at 10. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, there we go. And now we should actually see apple, and there's probably some other stuff in here too. Yeah, apple medium. I've got some stuff in here just because these would be things that maybe I typically eat, things that would make it very quick and easy when I want to track certain food items. I can basically just pull it up in my favorites, search for it. Basically, it just has a much smaller database to go through. This can get a little bit more sophisticated. You can create your own food items, things like that. So, you know, if it's a recipe or maybe something that's not listed in the database, that is something that you can do right here. So just keep that in mind. That's also an option as well. And the very last thing I want to direct you to is the Resource Center, because this has lots and lots and lots of information about the other kind of videos, handouts, things like that that have been put together by HealthTrac. And we've looked at them, and they are really good information that even goes above and beyond what we'll be giving you is a part of the lesson modules each week. So this is really just kind of like an extra resource if there's ever a topic or anything like that that you want to delve into a little bit deeper. So here you go. You can see all of this extra stuff, all just extra stuff that's here on the Resource Center and the website and the app. This is all, again, in addition to what we will be sending you in the lessons each week at the beginning of the week, and in addition to what you'll be getting as far as individualized feedback via messages. And just to show you where those are again, perfect. Okay, the learning modules. This is where you will see that you have a lesson, and I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Here we go. My next modules. Things will look just like this when we assign them to you. And probably at this point in the program, it'll look very familiar, just like this. So lesson 1, this is going to be a detailed description of the different technology components of the program, which are the HealthTrac app, the HealthTrac website, which that's what this is, and then also the Fitbit app as well. And then again, you'll see all your future modules, and you can see anything that you've seen before again in the 5 modules. What would basically happen is just these lessons would then be down here instead once you've gone through them. And then the messages. All right, perfect. So this is how you'll see, you know, for instance, it'll come up like this. We've assigned you a new learning module. You should be getting those each week. And actually, when you open them, you should be able to just hit the link and it'll take you right to the learning module to go ahead and access it there. The other thing that you're going to get is a message, and then also is an email to whichever email address you've given us for the HealthTrac system to set up your account. So you'll get it both places, but you'll also get an email with a link to a video to get your tailored, individualized feedback at the end of each week from our clinicians, so our dietitians, exercise physiologists, and behavioral specialists. So you'll get one video with individualized feedback each week, and that's based on the information that you've tracked about your diet, the number of steps you've taken, the number of minutes of exercise you completed, anything you put in your journal, sleep hours, coloring your day, all that good stuff. And just keep in mind, if you don't put anything in there, if you aren't tracking, then we can't give you any feedback. And so that's really one of the biggest things. I don't know how to stress this anymore than just to say we really expect that everybody will be tracking every day. Of course, things happen, and you know, maybe one day you forget a Fitbit, one day you forget to jump on the scale. You know what? It is okay. Just start back at the next opportunity you get. And if you're having any issues with the tech components or any kind of issues about, you know, tracking your diet, all that sort of stuff, just let us know. We're happy to kind of tailor things to make it work for you. That's really the most important thing. We want everybody to be successful achieving their weight loss goals during this 12-week program. So take care. Again, my name is Sarah Hales, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at the MUSC Weight Management Center. I will probably be one of the people getting y'all all signed up with the program and ready to go. So you will have my email address if any questions come up, or you can send questions to me through the practice, basically right here through this messaging center. And then for behavioral feedback, you'll also be hearing from me. So we'll be in touch very soon. Bye.